Bath time is supposed to be a simple routine, but for one giant, dramatic dog, it turns into a full-scale emotional performance. From the very moment the word, bath, is mentioned, this oversized doggo transforms into the world's most sulky creature, convinced that something absolutely terrible is about to happen. His expressions alone could win awards: droopy ears, slow-motion steps, and eyes filled with deep betrayal. You can almost hear him thinking, how could you do this to me? This giant dog isn't aggressive or naughty. In fact, he's incredibly gentle and loving. That's what makes his bath time protest so adorable. Instead of running away at full speed, he chooses a more theatrical approach. He suddenly becomes unbelievably heavy, as if gravity itself has doubled just for him. Every step toward the bathroom is a struggle, and sometimes he simply stops walking altogether, planting his paws firmly on the floor like a statue that refuses to move. As his owner gently encourages him forward, the dog lowers his head and lets out the deepest sigh imaginable. It's not just a sigh, it's a statement. A message to the whole world that he is suffering greatly. His tail, usually wagging with joy, now drags behind him like it weighs 1,000 pounds. The closer he gets to the bathroom, the slower he moves, hoping that if he delays long enough, the bath might magically disappear. Once inside the bathroom, the sulking intensifies. The dog carefully positions himself as far away from the tub as possible, pressing his massive body against the wall. His eyes constantly watch the faucet, suspicious of every movement. When the water turns on, even at a gentle trickle, he flinches as if he's heard thunder. This dog truly believes that bath time is the ultimate injustice. What makes this scene so heart-melting is how expressive he is. He doesn't bark or growl. Instead, he communicates through facial expressions that look almost human. His eyebrows lift in pure disbelief, his lips droop in sadness, and sometimes he even turns his head away, refusing to make eye contact, as if he's too disappointed to look at his owner. As the owner reaches for the shampoo, the dog slowly sinks down to the floor, collapsing dramatically. It's as if all his strength has left his body. He stretches out, becoming a giant furry pancake, making it nearly impossible to lift him into the tub. This move is clearly strategic. He knows exactly how heavy he is, and he's using that to his advantage. Eventually, with patience, gentle words, and maybe a treat or two, the dog is guided into the tub. The moment his paws touch the water, he freezes. Completely still, he stands there like a statue, staring straight ahead, accepting his fate. There is no struggle now, just quiet, dignified misery. The sulk has reached its final form. As the bath begins, something interesting happens. Despite all the drama leading up to it, the dog doesn't panic. He allows the water to run over his fur and tolerates the shampoo being massaged in. His face still says, "I hate this," but his behavior says, "I trust you." That trust is what makes the moment so touching. Even though he dislikes bath time with every fiber of his being, he knows his owner would never hurt him. The shampoo lathers up his thick fur, and slowly, the dog's coat starts to look cleaner and shinier. His ears droop sadly on either side of his head, and every now and then he glances back as if to ask, "Are we done yet?" The owner reassures him with a calm voice, praising him for being such a good boy. Those words seem to help, just a little. Rinsing is another challenge. The dog braces himself, closing his eyes as the water flows over him. He lifts one paw slightly, then another, clearly uncomfortable but still cooperative. The bathroom floor is soon covered in fur and water, but the dog remains calm, even if deeply unimpressed. His patience, despite his obvious dislike, makes him even more lovable. Finally, the water is turned off. The dog looks around cautiously, as if he doesn't quite believe it's over. When he's gently guided out of the tub, his mood changes almost instantly. He shakes his entire body with incredible force, sending water flying everywhere. In that moment, the sulking dog disappears, replaced by a proud, energetic giant who feels free again. Once wrapped in a towel, his expression softens. He leans into the drying, enjoying the attention and warmth. The same dog who acted like bath time was the worst thing in the world now looks calm and relaxed. His tail starts wagging again, slow at first, then faster. It's as if he's forgotten all about the dramatic protest from just minutes earlier. After the bath, the transformation is complete. His fur is fluffy, clean, and smells fresh. He struts around the house with renewed confidence, clearly aware of how good he looks. Sometimes he even seeks out his owner for extra cuddles, as if to say, "Okay, maybe that wasn't so bad, but don't tell anyone." What makes this giant sulking dog so lovable isn't just his size or his cute face. It's his personality, his honest emotions, his dramatic reactions, and his gentle trust all combined to create moments that feel incredibly real and relatable. Many people see their own pets, or even themselves, in his behavior. Who hasn't tried to avoid something unpleasant with a bit of drama? This dog's bath time antics remind us that animals have rich emotional lives. They feel anticipation, fear, annoyance, and relief. They express themselves in ways that don't require words, yet are perfectly understood. Watching this giant dog try everything possible to avoid a bath isn't just funny, it's a reminder of the deep bond between pets and their humans. In the end, bath time isn't about water or shampoo. It's about patience, trust, and love. The owner doesn't rush or force. The dog doesn't fight or snap. They meet in the middle, each understanding the other. That clear connection is what makes the entire scene so heartwarming. And so, every time bath day comes around, the performance begins again. The sighs, the slow steps, the dramatic collapse. Everyone knows what's coming, yet it never stops being funny or adorable. Because no matter how much this giant dog hates bath time, he always comes out cleaner, happier, and even more loved than before. As the memory of the bath fades, the giant dog settles into his favorite corner of the house, but the emotional echoes of the experience still linger. He chooses a spot where sunlight spills gently across the floor, creating a warm patch that feels safe and comforting. With a deep sigh, this time a relaxed one, he curls up, resting his oversized head on his paws. His eyes slowly blink, heavy with relief. The worst is over, and peace has returned to his world. Yet even in rest, his personality shines through. Every now and then, he lifts his head slightly, checking to make sure no towels, shampoo bottles, or suspicious bathroom sounds are approaching. Once he's satisfied that bath time truly is done, he relaxes again, letting his body sink fully into the floor. It's amazing how such a massive dog can suddenly look so soft and vulnerable when he finally feels safe. The owner watches him with a smile, fully aware that this dramatic routine will repeat itself again in the future. Bath time is not a one-time battle, it's a recurring event filled with the same emotional build-up every single time. And yet, no matter how predictable it becomes, it never loses its charm. Each bath is slightly different, with new expressions, new strategies, and new levels of exaggerated sadness. Sometimes, before the next bath day even arrives, the dog seems to sense it coming. He becomes extra affectionate, sticking close to his owner, following them from room to room. It's as if he believes that being extra lovable might earn him a permanent bath exemption. He rests his head on their lap, gazes up with soulful eyes, and sighs softly, playing his strongest emotional card. On other days, he becomes suspiciously alert whenever the owner walks toward the bathroom. A simple trip to wash hands is enough to make him sit up straight, ears perked, eyes wide with concern. If the owner touches a towel, his head tilts in alarm. If the faucet is turned on for any reason, he rushes over to investigate, just to make sure it's not part of a secret plan against him. What's fascinating is how intelligent and observant he is. He has learned the routine so well that even small changes don't escape his notice. A different tone of voice, a slightly earlier schedule, or a towel placed out of its usual spot can trigger his internal alarm system. He may hate baths, but he is undeniably smart. Despite his dislike, there are moments when the dog shows growth and maturity. Over time, he has learned that no matter how dramatic the process feels, it always ends the same way, with warmth, praise, and comfort. This understanding has slowly softened his reactions. The sulking is still there, but it's mixed with acceptance. He may resist, but he no longer fears. This balance between resistance and trust is what makes his story so touching. He is not acting out of defiance, he is simply expressing how he feels. And his owner respects that. Instead of scolding or forcing, they respond with calm reassurance. Gentle words, slow movements, and patient pauses make all the difference. This mutual respect strengthens their bond every time. The dog's reactions also bring laughter into the household. Family members gather quietly during bath time, trying not to distract him, but unable to hide their smiles. Someone might whisper about his dramatic face, another might softly laugh at the way he pretends to be too heavy to move. Even the dog, in his own way, seems aware that he's putting on a show. After the bath, when he's fully dry and relaxed, he often becomes extra playful. It's as if surviving such a terrible ordeal fills him with energy and pride. He brings his favorite toy, nudging it toward his owner, inviting them to play. His tail wags freely now, and his eyes sparkle with joy. The transformation is complete, from sulking victim to happy hero. Sometimes, he even rolls onto his back, exposing his belly, a clear sign of trust and contentment. This simple act says more than words ever could. It shows that despite his dramatic behavior, he feels completely safe and loved. The bath did not break his spirit, it strengthened his connection with his human. Visitors who witness this routine for the first time are often surprised. They expect a large dog to be rough or difficult, but instead they see a gentle giant with a big heart and big feelings. His size makes his emotions even more noticeable. Every sigh is deeper, every slow step more exaggerated, every expression larger than life. Many people watching can't help but relate. Who hasn't tried to avoid an unpleasant task by moving slowly, sighing heavily, or pretending to be too tired? This dog mirrors human behavior so closely that it feels almost uncanny. That's part of why his videos and stories resonate so strongly online. He doesn't feel like just a dog, he feels like a personality. As time passes, bath days become milestones in his life, small challenges that he faces again and again. Each one ends the same way, but the journey always feels new. And with every bath, his confidence grows. He learns that discomfort can be temporary, and that love waits on the other side. The owner, too, learns something valuable from him. They learn patience, empathy, and the importance of listening, even when no words are spoken. The dog's clear communication teaches them to slow down, to observe, and to respond with kindness. This exchange of understanding deepens their relationship in ways that go beyond routine care. In quiet moments, when the house is calm and the dog is resting peacefully, the memory of his dramatic bath time performance brings a smile. It's these little moments, the sighs, the sulks, the reluctant steps, that become cherished memories. They remind us that love isn't always about perfection, sometimes it's about accepting each other's quirks. The giant dog may never love bath time. He may always approach it with suspicion and sorrow. But that's okay. His dislike is part of who he is, and it's treated with humor rather than frustration. In a world that often demands obedience and efficiency, this gentle approach feels refreshing. And so the story continues. Another week passes, another bath day approaches, and the giant dog senses it before anyone says a word. The performance begins again, just as dramatic and just as adorable as ever. And everyone involved knows that no matter how much he sulks, the ending will always be the same: clean fur, warm towels, gentle praise, and a very good boy who is deeply loved. In the end, this giant sulking dog teaches us something simple but powerful. Emotions don't need to be hidden to be handled with care. Resistance doesn't mean lack of trust. And even the most dramatic protests can exist alongside deep love. That's what makes his bath time story not just cute, but truly unforgettable.